been a great day. It's been a great day. Woohoo! It's been a great week. Woohoo! I'm excited. I'm feeling real happy. I hope you guys had a chance to see. I did a live earlier today, What's the Good Word live with my oldest son, Richard. And I was so excited because, you know, I talked about it. I want you to go back and watch it if you can. But he writes beautiful poetry. He just released one of his poetry projects a couple of weeks ago, and he is already at 1,000 views. So I'm excited. There's a link to his stuff on my page. I'm super excited. I'm going to put another link on there so that you guys can see it. So I'm getting up live here with the YouTube fam so we can see what's going on in the YouTube world as well. I love it when we're all together, family. Okay, I just got to make sure I'm doing this right. Y'all know I be struggling sometimes. Okay. I think I got it. Oh, Lord, now I got voices. I had extra voices. So, family, tonight we are getting ready for Thanksgiving. We are still in our Thanksgiving series. A couple of the housekeeping things. First of all, remember, share this video. Go out and share this video. Well, don't go out and share this video. Just go down and share. Hold on, my producer's telling me I'm too far. You want me to move this up? Okay. Sorry. Okay, guys, share this video. Go down there, you see that share button? Click on it. All right, there we go. That's the first and foremost thing. And the second thing is give me those cities and states. I want to see where you're from so we can all be together. Last week, admittedly, you guys, it was so crazy. I didn't get a chance to go back and read all of your comments from last Thursday, and I just feel terrible about it because that's one of the highlights of my week is going back and reading all the comments. But I promise to do better. Charge my head, not my heart. It's just a crazy week. You know how it is when you're a mom and everything. What? I see Sam on the YouTube chat. Hey, Sam. You guys remember Sam? He came on and tasted the steak and cheese egg rolls. That's Richard's good friend. Sam has a great blog, too, on sports. Okay, and I see home and food. Hey, you guys, YouTube is picking up. Just like Facebook. Let me look over here on Facebook. I see Salinas, California. Hey, you know, I'm from Cali. I'm a Sacramento girl, so that's my hometown. I see Brunswick, Georgia. I see Texas. Y'all, let's get the party started. You know, and then okay, I'm sorry. I was about to start singing Black Eyed Peas. All right, so here's the deal. We're making peach cobbler tonight, you guys. Peach cobbler, yes. Tell somebody, I'm going to give you 2 seconds. Tell somebody, she making peach cobbler. Okay, there you go. Tag your friends. In the comments, you can actually tag a friend and say she making peach cobbler. So I want to show y'all how to do this because I love peach cobbler. And, okay, so I'm going to make the first disclaimer because y'all know I'm going to always keep it real. And the truth is, you know, I always make one ahead of time and then so I can have something ready to show you the finished product. I did that today, but it didn't go as planned. The peach cobbler went as planned. But I don't have a pretty peach cobbler to show you because my family attacked the peach cobbler when it came out. And it's not like they attacked it because they didn't know that it was live day. I'm not even going to show y'all until we finish. I hope the rest of that little bit of peach cobbler that was the show cobbler makes it to the end of the live. All right, family. So here we go. First thing we're going to do with this cobbler tonight is we're going to make a homemade pie crust. All right? Who's that? Sam asked, did Richard eat most of it? He definitely tried, Sam. All right, guys. First thing we're going to do, and you're coming home soon, Sam, so you come over and see me. We're going to make a homemade pie crust. And I know you're thinking, homemade pie crust? Yes, y'all, we're going to make homemade pie crust. Now, you can do a store-bought pie crust. For years, I've used store-bought pie crust. I love them, okay? But I want you to also know how to make one, okay? Because you know how I am around here. So we're going to jump right into making this pie crust. I already made one earlier and blah, 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 blah. So in this, I'm doing it in the food processor method, okay? You can do it by hand. That works too. But I'll be real with y'all. My grandma taught me a lot about cooking, and I watched her make a lot of things, but she never showed me how she made a pie crust. So I actually had to go on a search for a pie crust. I've done some looking, but I have got the perfect recipe. I'm going to post it for you guys. There'll be a link to it to my webpage. My webpage is backed up, cheflorious.com. So I'll be sending you there for recipes. But this starts with 3 cups of flour, 4 tablespoons of sugar, and 1/2 teaspoon of salt. That's what's in here, okay, you guys? That's the first thing. All right? So we're gonna do it in here. We're just gonna make a nice quick little pulse up, right? See that? And that's just to get everything happy, get the party started, okay? Now, what we're going to do next in this pie crust is we're going to put in 1.5 sticks of butter and 1/3 cup of shortening. Now, I'm using butter flavor Crisco shortening. You can use regular shortening. I like butter flavor because something about butter and pies is just right. The thing is, you want this to be cold. Do you see how, can y'all see the ice marks on that? Can y'all see how cold that is? I hope you can see it. What I've done is I actually got this earlier today, and I put it in the freezer. It's been in the freezer for probably an hour or so. And this is what's going to help it get to the right consistency. So, you see that? We're going to add in here the butter, okay? We've got our dry ingredients in. Going to add the butter. I'm going to add it a little bit at a time. You can add it all at the same time, but I like to go a little at a time. And what we're looking for is this to start mixing in. You guys see that? You see what it's doing? Okay, let's add some more. Let's add some more, okay? So we're going to put this in here like this. I'm telling you, once I learned to do this in the food processor, all of a sudden, pie crust didn't intimidate me anymore. Because for years, I just bought a pie crust and said, whatever. Okay, here we go. See that? See that? You want to just get it mixed in there. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Let's look in here. Now, I'm going a little slower for you so you can see it. Some people don't like these long videos, but I want you to see what's happening. See, these aren't cut up yet. So we need to go a little bit longer, okay? Let's go again. I really want you guys to get it. This is easy, though. You can do it. All right, let's see what we got. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's looking good. That's looking good. See how it's mixed in there and it's kind of crummy? Can you see that? Okay. Crummy. That's what you want. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add water. Again, ice cold is the key. So we're going to add about 10 to 12 tablespoons of ice cold water. Now, this is how I get my water nice and ice cold. I get a measuring cup, I put some ice in it and some water, and I just use ice water. That's how I know it's cold. It's very, very important when you're making pies, pie crust rather, that your ingredients be cold because you want it to stick together like it's supposed to. Okay, so that's like really key. Okay, so you can even, you can put this stuff in the freezer, not the water obviously, but put it in the freezer and just take it out when you're ready. Okay, so I'm going to put these in here a little at a time. Like I said, 10 to 12. I'm going to start with 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I've told you guys before, dough is fickle. Okay? Okay? So, dough is very fickle. So, even if you're, just a second, I got to get a scraper down. So, even if you are using, if your dough looks good, make sure you get these sides down a little bit, okay? It doesn't have to take this long. Again, guys, remember, I'm going slow because I really want you to see how I'm doing this. You got to just see how the dough feels, okay? So, you're going to probably need at least a 10. 2, there's another 5 here, 3, oops, no ice, 4, and 5. So this is 10 tablespoons of water in here, okay? Now what we're looking for is we want it to start forming its own little ball. Once it starts forming that ball just a little bit, we're going to take this sucker out, okay? Not quite yet. We put 10 in there, let's put 12. Dough is fickle. You really got to just get to know it. 11, 12. All right, let's see what happens. Okay, it's almost there. You see how it's starting to get these little round pieces in it? Can you guys see it? Can you see that? See how it's starting to get little round pieces? It's almost there. I'm going to put 1 more tablespoon. Okay, 2 more tablespoons, and that's it. I'm being very careful because you don't want to put too much water in it, but it needs to come together just a bit. Here we go. Oh, yeah, look at that. When it starts doing that, stop. Resist the temptation to keep going and stop because that's all you needed to do, okay? I see Anise is on here. That's my cousin, y'all. And I see Anne Marie, and I saw AJ. Hey, girl. So what we're going to do now is we are going to, I'm going to use my gloves because I got to touch this and really work with it, okay? So I've got here, I absolutely love this mat. This will make 2 10-inch pie crusts. I love this mat because it is so big. I'm going to move this out. This is the YouTube family up here I'm communicating with. It's such a big mat, and it really, really does a great job of making sure that you just have space for everything and you can measure it out. Now, we're making a cobbler, and we're going to make our cobbler in a square dish, so we're not going to be too obsessed with the round size, but that's an important issue. All right, so can you guys see what you need me to move the... Okay, we're gonna take a little flour, put it out here to work with, okay? This is important because it will stick if you don't. Now don't load it up with flour, because if you load it up with flour, you're gonna dry it out, okay? I hope you guys try this over the holidays, and when you do, I want you to let me know that you did. Put the video on right next to you while you do it so you can see. See this? Okay, we're gonna dump it out, just like this. There you go, okay? Don't worry. This is happy dough. Oh, that flour didn't mix up quite right. If that happens where some flour doesn't mix in there, that's okay. That happens because when you mix it up. Now look at this. See here? See? We're just going to knead it a few times. You don't want to overdo it. You do not want to overdo it, because if you do too much, it's not going to cook right. Now I want you to look close at this, and you see these little specks in here? You see those? Can you see those little, they're like opaque specks? That's your shortening and butter. And when those cook and they expand when it's in the oven, that's what makes your pie crust be nice and flaky. Get it? Got it? Good. Okay. So, see, I'm not going to do a whole lot. I'm being nice. This is a very nice piece of crust. See how nicely it looked like it was all apart, but it's not. You guys, if you have any questions along the way, just ask me. All right, I'm going to put a little bit more flour here. Okay? Because I don't want it to stick. You know? All right. Now, this is enough, like I said, for 2 pie crusts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut it in the middle. Just like that. See there? 2 crusts. Now what I'm going to do is form these into balls. This is the other reason I didn't work it too much. I'm going to form it into a nice ball, a nice disc like this, because when I'm finished with it and I'm ready to roll it out, I have a better shot of it being in a pie shape if I start off like this. Okay? So there's one of them. And here's the other one. You guys don't forget to share this video. Everybody needs to know how to make a good pie crust. Ain't that right? Okay, there we go. See there? 2 pie crusts. Now what you're going to do is get yourself some cling wrap. You're going to wrap these up. And you're going to put these in the refrigerator for about a half hour or so. Now, I'm being honest, I'm going to use one of these sooner than a half hour. But you just wrap it up like this. Okay? And you can freeze these. You can start making your pie dough, your pie crust now for the holidays and freeze them, and then just take them out of the freezer right before you cook your pies. So, look at that, guys. 2 pie crusts. There they are. Okay, so we're going to put these in the fridge. I'm just going to set them aside right now. And actually, I'm going to put them in the fridge. Keep looking, keep looking. Now, this is a pie crust that I made earlier today. When I made that first cobbler. And this one has been in the refrigerator for a few hours actually. So I took it out, let it rest a little bit. See that? See how nice she is? Look at her. Hey, how you doing, girl? Let me see if there's any comments, you guys. I'm sorry. Who we got there? Hey, everybody. I see Lisa. I see Sarah. People, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You know, if you haven't had a chance to see it today on the live I did earlier when we were talking about what's the good word for today is to celebrate other people. And that's what we're doing, is celebrating people. Okay, so you see I put a little bit of flour back down, right? Pop that baby on. Here's my roller. Okay, I'm going to flour my roller. Again, you'll see I'm not using too much flour, but I'm using enough. I'm going to move the glassware out the way. And we're going to start rolling this out. See that? See? Now, I'm not going to make this into a round shape because I'm going into a rectangular dish, but I want you to see still how it gets, you see how I'm getting it round? I'm just going around the sides of it, starting from the middle and pushing out. Okay? Now, it's important when you're rolling out these pie doughs, what you want to make sure, the pie crust, is that you lift it up every few times to make sure that it doesn't stick, because it will absorb some of the flour. Okay? And you don't want it to stick. So I just lift it up every few, just put a little sprinkle down there just like that. And go back. Okay, now I'm going to make this one rectangular for my dish. Okay? And just roll it out. This literally will roll out to a 10-inch pie crust. And so if you want it to have like a, even if it's a 9-inch pie dish, I like to make them this size because I like extra crust. So I like to put the crust all around the pie. Let's lift it up. See that? See, it's not sticking, but you see how it just kind of absorbs a little bit of that flour? So I just sprinkle a little bit more. Again, don't dump the flour down there because then it'll dry out. But you're just sprinkling. See here? And roll it out as thin as you need it to be. That looks about right for our dish. See there? That's not hard. Now, is that hard? No, you guys can do it. I keep telling you. You guys can do this. All right. So now we're going to take our dish here. Voila, our happy dish. And if you just fold this pie crust over like this, she lifts up beautifully. And look at that. We're going to put her in the bottom of our dish. And she's just going to wait for this peach cobbler filling that we're fixing to make next. So, I said fixing to. My husband talking about me and my Calabama talking. I said fixing to. So, now if you like perfectly neat crusts and everything, that's cool. I like mine like this because I love crust. Is anybody else's favorite part of a cobbler or pie the crust, or is that just me? Even if it is just me, y'all act like it's not me so I won't feel alone. I love extra crust. Ooh, oh my God, I can't wait. Now I see exactly why they demolished the other one. Okay, so now we're going to go on to making our pie filling. Everybody good with this so far? I mean, our cobbler filling. Everybody good with this? See how this is all ready? Boom! All right, guys. Now let's start our peach cobbler filling. I'm just going to close this over because we're going to use this again to get the top ready. So here I have I'm using canned peaches today. Any comments? Yes, the crust is the best part. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Help me not feel crazy. Okay, so I'm using canned peaches today. You can absolutely use fresh peaches. I think fresh peaches are the bomb. However, today, it's not really peach season, so it's kind of hard to find fresh peaches. So I'm using canned peaches, but what I do is I just take them out of the juice and put them here. And you see they still have a little bit of the juice on them. That's okay, that's good. It's just a little bit of extra syrup. So to this, what we're going to add is half a stick of butter, okay? And then we're going to put in a cup of brown sugar. This is 2 29-ounce cans of peaches. So, you know, a couple cups of peaches. And this is just a half a cup of white sugar. And I might not use all of it, okay? I'm trying not to make my stuff so sweet. Okay, who am I kidding? That ain't the truth. Y'all are laughing. I hear you. I hear y'all through the screen laughing. See how I'm mixing this up? Now I'm going to go in with some seasoning. So this is about 3 tablespoons. This is cinnamon and nutmeg combined, okay? Some people are allergic to cinnamon. If you're allergic to cinnamon, you can use allspice. Allspice works just as well. I love the cinnamon nutmeg flavor that goes in peach cobbler. See how that's looking? Oh my God, this looks so good. It smells good, y'all, too. Okay, now we're going to take a little vanilla extract. This is about a teaspoon or a tablespoon of vanilla. You know, it would be really good is if you used a rum extract or something. You could kind of mess around with this. But you see that? See that filling? Ooh, that smells good. Oh my God, y'all, this smells good. Okay, now the important thing. We're going to go in with some cornstarch, okay? And I'm going to do about 4 tablespoons of this cornstarch. And the reason I'm doing so much cornstarch is I like the inside of my cobblers to have thickness to them. They can run a little bit, but if it runs, it's not how I like it. So cornstarch does an excellent job of thickening while it cooks. So just go ahead and mix it in like this. See there? I'll put a little bit more in. There you go. And don't worry, if it's thicker than you want it, don't worry, you're going to put ice cream with it anyway. I'm going to definitely get this recipe up. Okay, so now this is the filling for our cobbler. How easy was that? All right, so now what we're going to do is get ready to put our cobbler together. The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to get that pie crust out that we just put in the fridge so we can get a topping. But you know what? To make this make sense, I'm going to fill this first so I can get one thing out the way. Okay. All right. Sprinkle a little flour on the bottom. And I sprinkle the flour on the bottom just to make sure there's no excess juices or anything. I don't know. You know what? I'm going to be honest, you guys. When I was a little girl, my grandma used to make peach cobbler. And it was one of my favorite things. See, okay, so I know you see the cornstarch pieces. That's okay. Don't worry. Pour it in here. I remember when I was pregnant with my oldest son, Richard, one day I called my grandma and I said, "Granny," she said, "Yes, baby," because I lived in town with my grandparents. And I said, "Would you make me a peach cobbler?" And she said, "What?" I said, "Yes, ma'am, please, a peach cobbler, Grandma." And she just kind of was like, okay, but you know what she brought to church that Sunday for me? A peach cobbler. I think that's why my son Richard to this day loves sweets, because I craved so many sweets when I was carrying him. But this was, oh man, this just looks like grandma's. Does this look like anybody else's grandma's? Okay, y'all let me know. Now we're going to get out the other topping, the other crust, so we can make the top to this cobbler. So, like I said, in a perfect world, this would have been in there for a half hour. Let me see. You think it looks like a pie, Elder Rose? Maybe, but when it comes out, it's got that cobbler feel to it. But it could be, oh, you know what, maybe it's because my husband is telling me it could be because I put the crust underneath it. And you know what, you're right about that, Elder Rose. You are right. They could be. Because, but you know why I do that is because I love the crust so much. And you don't have to. So I think Elder Rose brings up a good point. You can tell I'm a church girl, can't you? Because I know to say Elder Rose. You can tell him, yeah, anyway. He has a good point. You do not have to put crust under the cobbler. It is kind of like more of a pie that way. You can just put the filling down on the topping. I just got a crust issue. And that's how my grandmama did it. And my grandmama was from Alabama. And this is Team Calabama. But thank you, Elder. I appreciate it. Somebody said, I don't care what it looked like. I want some. Me and you together. Okay, so see, I put that little light flour down there, like I said. Okay, and then we're going to roll this out. Like I said, normally this will, I would say, let this sit for at least a half hour, but, you know, nothing bad's going to happen to it. Everything in it is nice and cold. Well, the main reason you really put it back in the refrigerator is so it can make sure everything gets cold again, because you want these flakes here, these pieces of shortening and butter to be present. So I'm sorry if this is taking a little while, you guys, but, you know, anybody can show you a 20-second video on how to do this. I want you to, like, literally see what it's like to do it. See there? All right, you guys, are you sharing this video? Share it. And I'm so excited, you guys, also because today we hit 900 subscribers on YouTube. Keep the love coming. Now, this topping, we can either put the whole, my grandmama used to put the whole thing over the cobbler. Sometimes I like, you want me to slice this one up and make it pretty? My family likes me to slice them and make them pretty. Remember what I told you along the way? Make sure you can lift it. There you go, see? Lifting, lifting. When Grandma would make these at Thanksgiving time, I'm not kidding you, I would hurry up and eat the peach filling so I could just eat nothing but nothing but crust. I don't know if I ever told her that, but I had kind of created a little method to my own madness. All right, so now we're going to cut this into some strips and we're going to make this pretty on the top, you guys. Here we go. Somebody's asking me a question. Thank you for liking your page. Absolutely. I love supporting. Okay, here we go. See this? You could use a roller. I have a roller, but I'm trying to save time because this is taking a little bit longer. So when we put this top on our peach cobbler, after we put this on, we're going to brush it with an egg wash, and then we're going to bake it in the oven at 350, or do I have it 350 or 375, for about 35 or 40 minutes until it's bubbling and until it's brown, okay? So, here we go. 375, thank you. I'm so happy I have my husband here. So now I'm going to take these pieces. See here? See? Look. Now, yes, I'm folding them all over because I told y'all I got a crust problem. So, don't blame me. That's the beauty of home cooking. You get to make it like, okay, I'm going to do it like this so that when I take the picture tonight, it'll be pretty. There we go. See? Anything can be fixed in the kitchen. So you guys, Thanksgiving is coming. We are doing our Thanksgiving series. Send me your requests of what you'd like to see me make between now and Thanksgiving, and I will be happy to do so. Let's cut these in half. This, that, and we're going to put this here. I'm not the prettiest lacer, but y'all know, for me, when it comes down to it, food needs to taste good. Pretty is a what? Bonus. But it better taste good. Oh my God, look at that. Now, I know that some of y'all can make prettier crusts and things, and I'm happy, and I love y'all, but this right here is going to be good. I'm going to fill this little piece in right here. That's going to be my little special piece. See that? Now, I'm going to take the egg wash here. I've got 1 egg that I've beaten, added 2 tablespoons of water. Okay? This is what's going to get it nice and golden brown. Okay? I'm going to take this and just brush this on there. You can do butter. That works too. But I just like the egg wash because I want it to get golden brown. And it's just easier. See there? And then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of cinnamon on top of this. Oops, here we go. Little cinnamon on the top. And we're going to put it in the oven. And it's going to bake. And all will be right in the world for us. See here, guys? Look at that. Ooh! Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for the peaches. Thank you for the peaches, Lord. Oh, man, guys. All right, there we go. And I'm going to take just a little bit of cinnamon here. And I'm going to sprinkle high. And there we go. Okay? I'm going to put this in the oven, bake this 375 for 35 to 40 minutes until it's golden brown. Voila! And then I'm going to show you what will come out of the oven. Now, in theory, a full dish will come out of the oven. But y'all know, no, look at me for a second. Y'all, my family, I love them. I have the best family in the world. But can I show you what they did? That's what they did. And it's not like they didn't know. It's not like they didn't know. They knew tonight was live night. And yet, they destroyed the cobbler. I actually had to say, you guys, stop eating it so something can be saved for the people to see. But do you see how beautiful this came out? Let me take my gloves off now that we're done with all that stuff. Do you see how beautiful this came out? You see how that crust is nice and golden brown? See how soft that is? See, it didn't fall apart, even with the bottom. See that? And if you look at the texture of the liquid inside. See, I'm trying to it's kind of cooled off too, but I'm trying to show you the texture. See this? See, it's got a thickness to it, and when you heat it up, okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not going to double dip. This spoon will not go back in, but I just can't help myself. I can't be in front of all this crust and not expect to eat it. Oh, my God. Okay. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let y'all go. If you grew up with me, I'm going to say 2 words, and you're going to know exactly what they mean. Fig Street. That's all I got to say. If you grew up with me, you know me personally, and you know what Fig Street means, that was them cooking church mothers. I have become one. All right, y'all. I appreciate you for being with me tonight. I'm going to take a picture of this cobbler when it comes out of the oven before they devour it, because they will finish this one in about 5 minutes. I can't wait to see you guys next week. Don't forget to share this video with somebody. Don't forget to go on to YouTube and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be sure to check out Richard's Poetry. I'll put a link for that as well. I will get up the recipe for this ASAP. And I will see you guys at the same time, same place, next Thursday, 8:15 p.m. Eastern for Calabama Cooking with Chef Lorious, getting ready for Thanksgiving. All right, y'all. Have a good one. Happy cooking.